Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars, week 104, day 6. Of course, we got ourselves Yellow Guild War Day, but before we get into Guild War, of course, it is a Sunday, so we shall be going over all of the weekly spoiler stuff. We'll start off, of course, by going into the main events, or not main event, but more so the main forum, and check what the official post is. So what do you guys think? Did they actually post it to the forum? Because lately they haven't been. There's an alternative way to get to it if they haven't. However, I want to see if they did. Oh, they actually did. They actually did. They've been forgetting to a lot lately. But apparently they remembered. Unfortunately, we got a pretty useless troop. Of course, we've been seeing a lot of this troop coming into the game. This is the same one that has been cycling around for quite some time now. Which is the giant gem creators. Of course, they're doing one for every single color. This one's yellow. Pretty much no difference with this. It's the same story as all of them. They're not useless. They're just very, very, very situational as far as... Oops, I can't move this window. 1 second. I can't move it while it's popped out like that. I just need to move the thing over. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So, it's not a useless category of troop. It just... There's things that do it better. Like, you could definitely get away with building a team with this. It's just not really worthwhile to bother building a team out of it. When there's just better mana accumulators out there. Like, you will get some instances where you'll get a very nice purple to yellow alignment. You get all the mana for every yellow on your entire team. You just kind of go crazy from there. But it's very situational. It doesn't have Empower. Doesn't have any mana start, at least not naturally, though it generally will off of either Titan or Mirage Queen. It's just a very clunky troop to try to use that is likely not worth using in most situations. Anyways, aside from that, let's go see what the event scoring is. We go over to the full post here. So it looks like it's a free phase 1 where we have the first 2 battles, the first 4 battles, and then all of the battles. It does look like it's rarity order, so that's good. So as long as you just don't take Survivors, you should be good to go. Yeah, there really isn't anything else beyond that then. Because it is basically going to go first 15 are these 2. Next 15, so from 15 to 30, or technically 16 to 30, I guess. It will end up being these 4. And then for the rest of the time, it'll be all 6 of them. And it's just rarity order. With actually, that's one exception. Topaz Giant is probably a purple circle, so do be mindful of that. But it's basically rarity order beyond that. But do keep in mind that the Topaz Giant is probably a circle purple one. I don't think we have a post here of the people who normally do that nice little graphic. However, this is probably a purple circle that you do want to prioritize. This is a different rarity, but it's still worth the most amount of points. So do make sure to go after the Topaz Giant there, as it's likely denoted in such a way, where it's like a purple circle or some kind of different icon to denote it. But yeah, Topaz Giant, Topaz Terror, best 2, and from there it's just rarity order, but keep in mind this one is probably a different icon that looks lower rarity, but is indeed the best room that you could possibly take. Is there any other kind of stipulation here? I don't believe so. The battles against have a variable number. Yeah, it's just all standard. Okay, so yeah, just make sure to be taking these 2, and otherwise it's rarity order. So pretty straightforward world event for the most part. Aside from that, we have a couple things going on throughout the week. The most noteworthy thing that is worth marking your calendars for, we got a Vault event. I believe this is the second to last Vault event of this year. We don't know when the next one is, but it likely is before the end of this year, obviously. Particularly sometime in December. When exactly in December, we don't know. Probably mid-December, probably December, probably like 1 week before Christmas, most likely. I don't think it's going to fall exactly on Christmas weekend, but it could be a good thing or a bad thing for some people, if it does. But it's probably the weekend before Christmas weekend is very likely to be the final Vault weekend of the year. Though it's going to be sometime in December. We do not know the official date, probably until next patch. So next patch... Oh, also next patch could be this week. This Tuesday could be next patch, not confirmed, but we are getting the Halloween update soon. And this would be a pretty good Tuesday to do that Halloween update. If it isn't this Tuesday, it's definitely next week's Tuesday. But yeah, Vault weekend, biggest thing that we have going on this week. Make sure to participate if you have time between... the 21st and 23rd, so this is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not today, Sunday, of course, but next week's weekend, Sunday. But those 3 days, you'll be able to go farm all of the vaults and get a bunch of loot. Aside from that, World Event, we just went over, of course, with the other tab. Guild Wars is ending. Never mind, it's not this week. But yeah, we have World Event. Faction is, of course, for the association to it, which is Hall of Guardians. We're also going to be getting... is this a new pet? No, this is just Sacred Club, which, if I'm not mistaken, is White Helm bonus, because it's a White Helm event week. Yeah, just White Helm bonus, so it's a standard pet that's been out for quite some time. Thursday class event, of course, is Priest, wherever it is. Where is it? I know it's Priest. Where is it, though? There it is. So it's Priest. And, of course, as we mentioned, the entire weekend shall be a Vault event weekend. So the main thing that's really going on next weekend is pretty much entirely maybe patch on Tuesday, question mark, question mark, question mark. and Vault events are the two biggest things happening next week. Vault events guaranteed. Patch is within question. It's either this week's Tuesday or next week's Tuesday. Though we do not know the dates for sure until this Tuesday. If we're doing tomorrow, or if we're doing Tuesday night stream and we do not have a patch, that means it is guaranteed the following Tuesday. But it could be this week. We don't really know. But we'll find out this Tuesday. Probably around this time, because it's around the time they normally do the patch. Anyways, yeah, Vault Weekend Week is basically the bottom line of all that. Anyways, so we do have Yellow Guild War today. So let's go do that, which is kind of funny because we got Yellow Golem coming in tomorrow. So anything weird we can run for Yellow Guild War today, because I've been running all those teams I mentioned in the video. Hey, we actually won on every day. We got a 2-4, 1-5, a 1-1, a 2-9, a 1-7, and a 1-6. Also, I didn't even say hello to everyone. Let me go say all the hellos. I was saying all the spoiler stuff. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. But at this point, we'll go do Guild Wars, go do dungeons, hand out code, and mess with whatever other weeklies we still need to wrap up. As far as main ones, just make sure to get Bounty Hunter done if you haven't already. And aside from that, you know, just standard Reward event going on. And of course, Guild War, which we'll be doing in a moment. Anyways, hello Tyrion, hello Bill, hello Lester, hello Andrew, hello Jonian, hello Tyrion, hello Andrew, hello King, hello Bill, hello Defiant, hello Perdilian, hello Sushi Ninja, hello hello Barbara, hello Roman. Hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend. Hello Mark, Joey, hello Sushi Ninja, hello Nightmare. Who have I not mentioned? Hello Defiant, hello Zer, hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome. So, let's go and do Yellow Guild War. Let's see, do we want to revamp? Am I using a Gorgolfa team right now? I really don't think we should. But then I'm like every time I say that, they always hard counter whatever I end up putting in first, which kind of makes me just want to do it. The biggest issue with this team is probably the most obvious one. We have no Empower Mana Accumulator. We have access to Astral Spirit this day, which is kind of interesting. Which is always an option to consider. Because the big concern with this exact team is they empower, they go crazy, we lose. That is the main circumstance that happens with this kind of lineup. What if we switch to Monk? I'm trying to think, what if we put Voice of Orpheus on this team? What if we actually put Voice on the team? Because a lot of teams are doing yellow spam. Which actually makes me want to go replace out Gorgolfa for a full team cleanser. What mana do we need the most of with this team? Well, I guess it depends what we're replacing out the other troop with. There's an issue with what I just mentioned, though. Actually, no, that's not an issue. I was going to say we're not covering brown anymore. But yeah, let's go do something crazy. Let's put a Voice of Orpheus on our team. This also gives us the coverage of red, which is interesting. However, we don't necessarily need it. I need whatever my first slot to be the most useless unit on our team. Oddly enough, that is Voice of Orpheus. But we're using it in a way that's not going to be useless. With this being said, I need to change my mana substantially for doing it this way. We're covering every mana, right? At this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we're covering every mana. So, I really need blue. We need blue, for sure. At least +1 into blue. Our current banner technically does that. But, we also want to be getting Weaver. So blue-green into a minus sounds pretty good. Like blue-green and the minus red sounds really good. I wish there was an inverse of this banner. I need this, but inverse. I need +2 green, +1 blue. That does not exist under minus red, and that was minus brown. Also it's the same pluses as one anyways. And I don't want a minus brown because we need barrier on brown. Yeah, I'm happy with this. And then that means we change... Oh, you know what? We do have +2 green. Hold up. We do have +2 green. Boom. Green. There we go. See, we have +2 green. We're just doing it through alternative means. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Immune to freeze or cleanse on self. It's really situational. Oddly enough, I think immune to freeze might actually help us more in this situation. Assuming they don't have the stun option. Oh, wait, they can't because we have immune to stun. Hold up. Yeah, I'm going insulated here. Hold up. There's actually an instance where insulated will do more value than cleanse because we already have a cleanser on the team. So we want to preemptively not get frozen. Because we'd still have to cleanse that off if we did. And we very much do not want to be frozen on Rope Dart. Because this is a rope dart team. This might not look like a rope dart team, but this is now entirely a rope dart team. It was like partially a rope dart team before, but now it's like an all-in rope dart team. So we're on +2 green, +2 blue. Blue's for rope dart, of course, and it bleeds into Mistralis, and Arachne Weaver is there to be Weaver. I kind of want to move Mistralis, but there's no way to move Mistralis without full blocking our hero. And we can because we're using Monk, but I'd ideally want to not do such a thing. Anything else we need to change? I think we're just going with it. See what Voice of Orpheus can do on a yellow day. It's generally a bad idea to run it if you're getting countered on the color. But so many teams in Guild War these days are just running like double Empower into whatever the color is, that we don't actually need to worry about our color being denied on most days. Also, I just noticed what his name is. I don't know what to do. That's a great name. I normally don't notice the names too much, but that is a really, really solid name right there. Anyways, I think we're good to go. That's a really funny name. I hear that Joker laugh. I don't think we need to change anything else. I'm happy with what we have now. Alright, let's go into it. It is indeed yellow day, yellow day, yellow day. Unfortunately, I can't wear a yellow shirt, otherwise it will get green screened. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So right off the bat, we already got cleanse, so I don't need cleanse, but we got it. So I'll take this first. We'll take the other yellow. I could take red to yellow. Also, we are generally not going to be casting Orpheus. The goal of this team is not to cast Orpheus, it is simply for Orpheus to exist. That is the whole role of Orpheus, is just to exist on a team. And just sit there forever. Let's see, how much damage do we have? We actually want to specifically not kill with this, as weird as that may seem. Though I do want to kill Hero. So let me take a skull first, just to get out of the way. So I want to deliberately not kill with this. And that will not kill. And then we go for Weaver. And then we go for the kill. So we take you out. Throw Mistralis. Oh wait, I already killed? Gosh, this guy has like no stats. Oh, there we go. Oh, he had very little stats. Let's see what our next one is. The rest of the people in his guild probably has high. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now we're back to normal stats. That one guy in particular, I guess, was just a newer player. It makes sense. He was level 1000 something. Oh, speaking of which, gosh. This one's very much not a newer player. Wow. 2009, 53. Is this... Who's the highest level in the game these days? Because that's pretty close. Almost 3,000? That is kind of insane. And of course they're using Infinite Loop Truffle. Actually, what are we using on our defend today? I don't think I actually have Infinite Loop Truffle. I'm using Life or Death Weaver for mine right now. But yeah, I just realized I'm actually not using a gnome team for any of my defends. Should probably change that. This one's been pretty standard for a while, ever since Turnip came in. And String Flare made it even better. It's mostly centered around the only gnome, or I should say only goblin, I mean, that has immune to freeze. Not only so, but it has impervious, which is really solid. But it's the only goblin in the game that has immune to freeze. Not even the hero class goblin has it. Also, I just realized he's not using a goblin hero class, he's using elementalist. That's kind of scary. We have to hit him directly. Our main goal here is just rope dart his hero, then we win. I mean, not immediately win, but, you know, pretty close to getting the win. Yeah, that's a super high level. Almost 3,000. That is very high. They've been on that grind. Alright, so what do we need here? We know for sure we're going to have Weaver after 2 turns. We don't care if he pokes us with a skull. We lose quite a bit of points. But from a winning perspective, we do not care if he pokes us. So I think we just take a yellow and try for a purple over here. We could try for the extra turn yellow, but the chance of that happening is very unlikely, especially on Brownstorm. So I'm just going to take the safer route and just simply take a yellow here. He will poke us with a skull and then give us some amount of setup from Sky. He did not give us much setup from Sky. I could take a purple to red. This gets rid of Orpheus from blocking our mana. However, the most important thing for me to take here is blue. And he's going to deny me on blue and take extra turn, so we definitely don't want that happening there. I think we just take a brown over here, get barrier, because we are using a barrier on brown hero class. I'll give us the yellow. We have purple off Sky chance. And we're pretty much just going to be good to go from there. We're not going to have everything we need, but we're going to have a lot of what we need. Okay, so right here, we'll take a blue. We do not have too much on extra turn value, but still some value there. We definitely 100% want to hit hero. That's not even within question. We now want to go kill hero, which is also not even remotely in question. Like, it's elementalist. We just got to. Because once it starts looping and goes crazy, it's by far the biggest threat on this team. Even if the rest of his team tries infinitely looping, it is still better to kill hero in that situation. So now we have access to Weaver, which is interesting. Of course, with Weaver, we could basically just kill it out. However, we can also just get an extra turn to try to get our hero mana. We are using a hero class that is Monk. The main reason I switched to Monk is every time we take an extra turn, we will end up getting not just enchant off of Mistralis, but also we're going to be getting 3 passive mana every single time we take 4 more gems from the board, which will allow us to go straight into Rope Dart, which of course is the main goal that we're going for here. So I'm going to call pass a Blank Weaver. The main reason for a Blank Weaver there is just to get the web down. We're now going to go for the biggest threat out of all of these, which is probably Truffle. Even a low damage Truffle, the amount of mana and everything that he's going to do is still going to be so annoying. Unfortunately, our extra turn thing got ruined there. I did want to do it in that order so we could get some extra mana into our weapon. I think I just want to go for blue here so we can go and prioritize whatever the biggest threat is, because if he ends up going and casting his last slot there, we want to have a way to end up dealing with that. Also, hello, Game Key! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Hope the weekend went well. Also, hello, David, if I didn't already say hi. Let's see. The guild he fought against used all goblin teams. That's so unfortunate. It happens sometimes. Some guilds are really coordinated and run very annoying teams on the same day. And sometimes your guild gets unlucky and has to fight the more annoying ones. Pure goblin team's definitely among one of the more annoying. It is hard countered by freeze, but it has ways to deal with freeze, of course. Like hero can have something to deal with freeze. Toad Squeezer has immune to freeze. So there are a few ways to deal with it. Because the main reason for Toad Squeezer on a goblin team is to hope that the flash freeze, the 1 in 4 chance, ends up hitting him so they don't get frozen. Because 1 in 4 times they don't have any freeze they have to deal with on turn 1. So ideally, we want to take blue here. Blue's not takeable by any means. I can set it up for the following turn. However, I also don't want him taking blue. Though I think I'm going to set him up to take blue. Because if he doesn't, I just take it and we're good to go. So I'm going to take a little bit of a risky... Oh no, but he cascaded it there. But it doesn't matter because we get Rope Dart anyways. So here, there are 2 things we really want to kill. And I'm not sure which one I prioritize more. Oddly enough, due to how close he is on mana, I think I actually prioritize him just so he doesn't get a random silence on us. And then we kill the other one with Voice of Orpheus. Actually, maybe I poke the other one with Voice of Orpheus, then get Weaver. The only problem is I don't have Enchant, so I'm not going to be able to get my weapon up. If we don't want to get infinited, we should probably just hit them down. Like, it's super overkill, but I do believe it's the play. The other play is take yellow, because what's our yellow right now? Our yellow... Oh, wait. Hold up, I need to take green. I can't take green. I could try for green off of Sky. The problem right here is even if I surge on yellow, that's not enough mana. I think I have to kill him. Wait, he can't take blue. Wait. He has a 100% chance of not taking blue or green this turn. I can hit the other one. Do that. He does whatever. I now Mistralis him. And then we Weaver him. If I could ever get mana. Do I just Skull Poke him? The problem with Skull Poking him is we have to wait a whole additional turn. He's going to take the mana he needs right now too, which is concerning. But he's probably going to do it in a way that sets us up into an extra turn. He did not. That's unfortunate. I'm actually going to have to let him cast. Which is extremely not ideal. He can't, like, kill us, but he can be very annoying to our score. I'm just taking that yellow so we get a little bit more mana. Though then again, now I just realized, wouldn't we have gotten slightly more mana from taking the other color? Doesn't matter much. Get a Weaver. Alright. That was a weird way to end out the battle, but I'll take it. Not ideal, but down it goes. Killed a level 3000. Or pretty much 3000. Let's see, what level is this guy? Gosh, what level is this guild? Like, they have people all over the place. They had a level 1000 that looked like he just started. They have, like, one of the highest levels I've ever seen at almost 3000. They got this guy who's doing pretty good at 1600. What's our level these days? 1730. Anyways, this one's using Book. And this is what I was talking about earlier, and one of the reasons why I feel like I can get away with Voice of Orpheus. This is one of the teams of why I run Gorgotha. Should I switch? Nah, we'll be fine. No, we're not going to be fine, but we'll be fine. We're not going to be fine, but it's fine. Let's just go for it. We went this far with it, might as well keep going. Because this is actually one of the teams where I was convinced to start running Gorgotha. Because this thing does triple damage to yellow. And by triple, I mean double. But he does double damage to yellow. He does triple off his ability, specifically. So he's kind of scary. And definitely a big threat. This could have also been a good time to switch to Elementalist, though we did not. We should overall be somewhat fine. His blue to yellow is scary, though, because I cannot stop it. His purple to yellow is not going to do much. So we're kind of just hoping he goes purple to yellow. He did the wrong one. Or by the wrong one, I mean the right one. That's scary. That's very scary. Well, there's my team. And that's why you run Gorgotha. Okay, I now remember the exact reason why we run Gorgotha on yellow day. That is quite literally the exact reason. Let's see, can we win this? No. Very much no. It's technically possible, but also no. Let's see. Yeah, we're very dead. There's no coming back from that. Like, even if we full mana Cascade here, like, what's the follow-up? Try double purple from over here, I think. Oh, we almost did! Imagine. Though that still barely would have got us any closer. But yeah, why you run Gorgotha on yellow day colorized? Here we go. Here's a team that this team can fight against. But if we see that other team again, we gotta switch back to Gorgotha. Like, it is like the team of why I even put a Gorgotha there in the first place. Because it's just too much skull damage when they start going crazy. It's also why the other one was switched to Elementalist, so you could deal with that. We could always do a half measure and keep Orpheus, but switch back to Elementalist when we see a team like that. And we could do it that way. I think we let him skull poke us here. I kind of just want to take a blue, though. But it's also not safe to take a blue. There's so many options that he could just get from Cascaded Sky. I still feel like I should do it, though. Alright, so we have Rope Dart ready to go. His hero is not stealthy, so hero is, of course, the target here. We got Burn, which is interesting. Also, one other thing that's interesting is that he's using that guy. I can get a web on him. I think web's the way to go here. I can take purple to green, get a lot of mana. That shouldn't cascade him any value. We get a free skull there, which unfortunately is not enough to kill, but is a lot of damage pressure. Let's see. Also, hello, Logic Slayer. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Can I go for Weaver here? Is it even worth going for Weaver on this turn? I believe we actually hold Weaver, as weird as it may seem. Because the goal here is probably to Voice of Orpheus with all the mana we have accumulated into his last slot, kill it with Weaver, and then go from there. The only problem is he might get a lot of value between then and then. But I think that is our game plan. Also, imagine if he died to burn. Wouldn't that be a thing? So I think what I do is hit him for a lot of damage. That was a bit less than I was expecting. Gosh, that is so little. Alright, new plan to my other plan. Wait, that did way less damage than I was expecting. Wait. Gosh, Voice of Orpheus. Why don't you have Famine's boost ratio? Your thing is determined by your magic, yes. What is your base value? Isn't it 1? I'm pretty sure it's 1. So he's only going to explode 1 gem. Which means this guy's still a higher priority to kill. Actually, you know what? This guy's actually going to be more annoying. I was going to go for that. Apply the burn there. Apply web here. As much as I want to take that red and try for blue off the sky. Because I really need a re-enchant. I don't have anything to take vertically here. He's going to explode all greens, which will give him a lot of value. But we can't really, like, stop him from doing such a thing. So I'm just going to Weaver him. Actually, yes, we can, because we're Web Ball. So he only does the 2 explodes there. He still gets a bit of value. This red is seeming very tempting just for the refresh on the burn. We also get a blue off the Cascade. Also, we got a silence on Mistralis. Honestly, that's probably one of the least consequential ones for us to be silenced on in this particular situation. And we did not Cascade an extra turn, which is unfortunate. Giant Gem coming through, though. Of course, we do have Giant Gems occurring randomly from Sky this season. And that is, it's doing its thing. I can reapply Burn, which is basically just pressuring down Hero at this point. Also, this battle has been going really weirdly. But yeah, I think that's the way we play this. Is take the Giant Gem, because this reapplies Burn. It makes it so he doesn't go crazy on the color. We also have Cascade chance. So he's going to reapply Silence, and I do not have Web on him. Mistralis is slightly short of doing something relevant. Our best bet is to take blue, but we can't take blue. I can reapply Burn to guarantee that he dies the following turn. Which is actually kind of tempting because he might get skull distracted as well. The biggest issue right now is that Hero is still not dead. That's about to be. The problem is he's about to get some value before he's actually dead. Okay, if you can stop infinitely looping for half a second, we'll be fine. I just need you to stop for half a second your loop. Just literal half a second. Okay, at least one half a second. We need milliseconds here. Just give us anything. I will take one anything right about now. Infinite loop, stop. Luckily that one web's coming through quite nicely. Okay, anyways, 1,000 years later, we can now do our turn. Let's see. Skull is not worth it. Mistralis is silence, which is probably the most consequential thing here, because we very specifically need that not to be silenced. I can go for Skull Poke to guarantee that he will die on the follow-up, but it's not really worth doing. Also, I really should have killed Hero earlier. I did not expect it to live that long. Apparently it did. Which is probably the biggest mistake of this battle. Because we had the chance to kill Hero earlier. We can hope he doesn't go for mana accumulation here. Because if he just gets enchant, we're in a pretty good position. I think I have to take blue just to make... Oh, but we don't have enchant, so this blue would have to surge. That'll probably surge. But what if it doesn't? Okay, good, it did. Okay, you got explode, that's really bad. Oh, Hero died. Alright, this is still winnable. Though now it very seems a lot more tempting that we should have went for a Skull there. Because now we might not have enough Skull follow-up to actually kill. Which would be really bad. And we're dead. The Goblin Loop got us. That time I think the issue was us not running Elementalists. So you know what? I'm just going back. I've seen the light. And we're back to normal. Nope. Nope. Not even remotely. And we're back to normal. Anyways. Don't run Orpheus. Let's see. Okay. Now let's go auto win. So we now hit Gorgolfa. And now we already won. Oh, that was quick. The power of Gorgolfa. You're all frozen though, which is slightly concerning, but not really that big a deal. We have so much of a lead right now. I guess I could have gone for Skull there, but it's fine. We got enough value off of everything else that shouldn't really need to worry about it. Weaver, you're not in kill range. As much as I need you to be right now. Oh yeah, I forgot. We can't actually turn for mana on Hero right now, can we? I'm like still playing it like we're Monk. Let's see. You're just gonna die, so we'll take that. Hero's dead. We got a new Weaver. I can't do anything with Weaver, though. Because if I target one of you two, that's not doing anything, technically. I kind of want to Mistralis here, oddly enough. Also, why did I not kill you? I could have. Because Weaver doesn't do what we want it to right now. Yeah, why did I not Ruptart that one? Alright, nice big Cascade. Not having Monk does make this a little bit harder to get this guy up, but at least he doesn't have infinite loop. So we don't have to worry about what happened the previous battle. We got that going for us at least. Alright, that guy's dead. If Ruptart could just get full mana right now, that'd be really nice. I think I just go for Gorgolfa one last time. Oh wait, that's not Gorgolfa! That's not the Gorgolfa button. Let's see. Well, that ruined the plan. Wait, we can still make this work though. Let me Ruptart you. And then Gorgolfa you. Like I should have done the previous turn. Oh, we got Mistralis too. Hold up. Change of plan. Let me actually Ruptart you. Because you're the only thing that has Impervious, and you're being really annoying with it. And then we just apply Weaver and we win. And let's match. There we go. And that's why you run Gorgolfa on Yellow Guild Ward. With an Elementalist behind it. So you don't get infinite looped or completely destroyed by the 2x, 3x troop that does extra damage to yellows. But hey! Oh no, we're actually not beating them. They're beating us. Because even though we're beating them by 3,000, we are down. We're one person up. So in theory, we are losing by 5,000? About 5,000. Yeah, we're losing by about 5,000 to 6,000, which isn't too bad. Because this is the... Oh, that's the 5th guild, actually. Interesting. Oh, we're actually in top 3. Ooh. Unfortunately, my lower score might make it so we don't get top 2, but second place and third place do the exact same thing. So as long as druids don't pass us, we're actually fine. We just need our other 2 people to do their battles. Let's see, who's the slackers who haven't done it, aside from us, who just did it now. Let's see, we got Nexus, who's obviously going to get around to it. And we got, oh wow, Jamie's trying to prep his perfect 5-0 streak. I hope he gets it. Yeah, Jamie's about to go straight 5-0s. Did anyone else in the guild go 5-0? I think he might be the only one. Assuming he wins. He hasn't won yet. At least he got close. But yeah, he might be prepping his 5-0 run. Hopefully he gets around to it. He's going to have a 5-0 week. Mount North was pretty close. Oh, we didn't score over 50,000. It was mostly because we lost twice at the end there. It would have been over 50 otherwise. A little unfortunate. It happens though. But yeah, a couple people, 3 of them, with only 1 loss. But Jimmy might be the only one who goes flawless once he gets his battles in. Anyways, that's Guild World for today. Let's go grab our tribute. Let's go to dungeons. And then we'll go hand out a redeem code. Okay, so dungeons. Let's see what we can get here. Oh? Aww. Oh, never mind. That's not a trap. Oh, there we go. What do we get? Blessed. Grant bless. Oh, this one is the bless that actually blesses. Because this always says bless, which makes me very confused. But this is the blessed one that actually gives you bless. So we don't have to worry about status effects. Not like it matters. They're just hitting us with, Actually, you know what? We don't need to care about it so much. I could just hit this one. Oh, but it's curse. No. Well, wait. That still doesn't matter, right? I believe based on sequence, that doesn't matter. We're about to find out. Because this is going to do one of 2 things. It's going to basically do nothing, in the sense that they'll all cancel each other out. Or we're going to be bled. One of those 2 things will happen. I'm actually not sure what sequence it goes in, so this will be a nice time to test. So what will happen? Okay, good. Nothing. It does nothing. It literally just cancels out our bless. So it goes in a sequence, because it goes positive then negative. So it ultimately, what it does is it applies bless, then it applies bleed, then it applies curse. And this results in nothing. Or, you know, it results in something, but the end result is literal nothing. We go from having a status effect to having no status effect, nor taking bleed. So essentially just cancels each other out into literal nothingness. That seems fine. Way better than having negative effects on you. Yeah, there's just a perfect cancel right there. Does literally nothing. Yeah, that is new info. It looks like the bleed goes before the before the curse. So it might be in order of all positive, all negative, but negatives go from top left to bottom right. Because that would make sense. Though I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's doing it for the negatives. Because this negative is closer to this negative. It's in the 2nd position rather than the 6th. But the positives definitely apply first. Because we're gaining bless before the bleed triggers, even though the bleed's positioned beforehand. So it's definitely doing all the positives before all the negatives. But I'm not sure what order negatives are going by, if it's already preset, or if it does go from top left to bottom right. Because bleed is triggering before curses. If it wasn't, if curse triggered first, we'd actually result in a bleed. We'd have 2 stacks of bleed. Because the bless would trigger, the curse would cancel out the bless, and then the bleed would apply. But it's not going in that order. It's going bless, then bleed, then curse, which results in literally nothing. Oddly enough. Because everything's just canceling each other out perfectly. And we'll get a Dragonite there. Oh, also it's Diamond Day. I always keep forgetting to get these. I'm not sure if anyone else has been. Actually, let me go post that. Have you been forgetting? That's actually something I want to poll, because I feel like I've been doing it a lot lately. I've probably forgotten at least like 2 or 3 times now. Have you... I don't know. Have you been... Or, let's see. Have you missed the 50 gem diamond offer on Sundays since the new layouts? Yes or no? I think that's only a yes or no. But have you missed the 50 gem diamond offer on Sundays due to, I should say, the new layout? Due to the new layout, yes or no? If you just never get them, then that question's not relevant. But it's generally worth going for every Sunday. But yeah, have you missed the 50 gem diamond offer on Sundays due to the new layouts? Yes or no? Because I'm pretty sure I've missed this at least 2 or 3 times, because the new layout for whatever reason, makes me think not to click on this, even though it's worth it every Sunday. The other days are questionable if it's worth it, but it is always 100% of the time worth it every Sunday. Even if you have more diamonds than you know what to do with. Just a lot of good value there. It's 84 diamonds, a celestial, and 2 gem keys for 50 gems, which is pretty good exchange rate. A lot of no's. Interesting. Am I really the only one? Or I guess not the only one, because some people are voting yes. But I don't know. I feel like I haven't done it a lot. But there's definitely a handful of times that the new layout has made me not click the diamond button. Yeah, it's worth it pretty much every single day. If your goal is get every mythic in Gems of War, then you probably want to do it every day. But on Sunday, it's even better value. So if there was any one day to do it, it is definitely Sunday. But yes, if you have the gems, do it every day if you want. It is perfectly fine value to do it every day. It also makes getting mythics quite a bit quicker. It also gives you the resources to always be able to craft weapons whenever they rotate in Soulforge. I'll catch you later, ClipBomb. Thanks for stopping by. You get them every single day, yeah. Honestly, if you have the reserve of gems to do so, it is definitely worth getting it every day. The main reason I don't is we don't have a need for diamonds anymore, which might go counterproductive to the fact that, you know, we only buy it on the pure diamond day. But the main reason I always do it every Sunday is there's just so much diamonds relative to gem costs that just under the assumption that diamonds might eventually have additional purpose, I kind of have to keep getting them. Just because the value is so absurdly high on Sundays. Because on the other days, the values are a bit less because you're getting a lot of those color jewels, which aren't nearly as useful as diamonds. Like, obviously, you're getting some amount of diamonds, like 24 or so. But 24 is way less than 84. So it's not as big of a hole for the same price. But of course, still more than having none. But not needing it doesn't make it good value. Well, it's under the assumption that in the future they will have a purpose. Also, worst comes to worst. If for whatever reason, we could literally just start getting every mythic off of diamonds if we ever felt like it. Like, obviously we get them every single time they release. But who knows, maybe eventually we'd stop doing that and start using diamonds for them. Because we have enough to craft, gosh, like 2 years worth of mythics. We got 127,000 diamonds. Also nice, 69. But we have 127,000 diamonds. As well as just our shards alone. Like, just the things that convert into diamonds. We have 4 mythics just sitting there. Just in shards alone. Not even counting the actual diamonds. Which comes out to, how many mythics is that? 31. So 31 plus 4 is 35. That is enough to get every mythic released in 2 years. Including the past and literally anything else. Like, just literally every mythic in 2 years. Off of just pure diamonds, if we ever wanted to. Unless they ever add another purpose for it, which is the main thing we're hoarding it for. But worst comes to worst, we could just do it on a billion different mythics. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to go finish up the story for this. This is actually the third Legends Reborn thingy. I guess we'll go do this. Oh yeah, let me go hand out a code first, though, before we do. And then we'll go mess with finishing out this and then whatever other weeklies we have. But there you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com and for the game code section. Your invite code is found in your settings menu, whatever your game says in the bottom left corner of settings. Redeem code's right over there in chat. It's copy paste random numbers and letters starting with DX. And it gives same word as always, true treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. They keep going down with all the good weapons lately. What do you mean going down? As far as having them? Or do you mean missing? Oh wait, why did I just run a Dust Devil team? Wait. Hold up. That's not the team I want. Wait, I was already on the right team. Why did I switch? I'm not sure what I did there. I was on the right team, then switched to the wrong team. Yeah, no problem, everyone. Enjoy. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. If you guys have any other questions, let me know, as now would be a good time to go over all of them. And of course, later tonight, or I guess technically tomorrow morning, we'll have the video going up on all of the weekly events. And I will try to get the teams one up a little bit early too. Actually, you know what? After we do this, maybe we'll go build a bunch of teams for next week's things then. Just already have a couple of them built up for tomorrow. So as soon as we finish this, I guess we'll do that, because I think that's the only other thing we really need to do then. Because we already finished up Bounty Hunter. We've obviously been done with the World event and stuff like that. So yeah, after we finish out these battles, we'll go do some team building for next week. I'm not going to do all of it on stream, but we'll do a good number of it. Most of it's pretty straightforward ones. Of course, we'll save some of the more elaborate one for the video as well, plus whatever's in SoulForge, because that we don't even know in advance. Another one that I can't build in advance, oddly enough, is the World event team. Because we don't always know exactly what restriction is going to be on a given week for World event. Question, do you think they will put out a pet for every troop in the game? No. That will very much never happen. They'll do it for some, of course. But there is no way they're ever going to do it for every single troop. Mostly because of how many troops exist. There is over 1,000 troops in the game. There is no way they are going to make 1,000 pet assets. I don't even think the entire history of Gems of War will end up hitting 1,000 pet assets, but we'll see in time. Because right now we're at like, what, 200, 300? And that's over the course of, well, the game's been out for 8 years, but that amount of pets has been since, what, 2018? So that's been about 4 years, 4.5 years by now, I think. So in 4.5 years, they did like 200 to 300, whatever it is at right now. I think it's like low two, or it's like mid 200 something, if I'm not mistaken. Which, is there a way I could check the exact number of pets? Actually, there is. There's literally a number in that one menu that tells you how many there are. There are currently 197 pets in the game, kind of. Depends how you look at it and what platform you're playing on. But there are... Actually, isn't there more pets than that? Don't I have some unowned? There are currently... Gosh, this number... Why is this number so weird? There are currently... 100... Wait, there's 200 pets exactly. No. 198. Yeah, there's 190... No. Yeah, 198. There's 198 pets currently within the game. Because, PC Mobile has like a weird double exclusive one. So theoretically, there's currently 198 if you're playing on the PC Mobile version. And we're missing 3 of them. And they're mostly just the ones from the current event thingy. Oh, that and this bird. I have not gotten that bird yet. But the other 2 are from the current event thingy. Actually, no, this one's actually from... No, 2 of these are from one of the ones they added in 6.3. This one's from the current event, but it's locked behind money, so I'm not going to bother getting it until it's free in like a couple weeks. But yeah, there's 198 pets currently in the game. There's no way they're ever going to hit over 1,000. That number will never hit 1,000. Even if this game is out for another 5 years, which it very much could be, they're still not going to hit 1,000. What am I doing here? I am doing Legends. Let me go finish Legends. Yeah, they have been doing them pretty fast. However, you have to keep in mind, Legends Reborn events not going to be too often. Like, obviously, we have one right now. But their rate's only going to be several per year, ultimately. And even at that rate, they're adding 4 every single time. So that might sound like a lot. Because that number is almost like, what? A little under 100 a year. Which are probably even more than less than 100 per year. Which is, would that be like 60-ish? It really depends on the frequency overall. But let's even say it's 100 per year just from that. And then you combine it with other pets, so let's say like 120. That's only 120 per year. And it's probably not even the frequency that it's going to happen at. So even at 120 per year, that's still not that many. And it's probably even slower than that, its overall rate. Because that would also assume we're getting like 20-ish pets from other various events. And I think so far this year, we've only gotten like 5 new pets that isn't from Legends Reborn or from a faction. And they were mostly the holiday pets. Because we've been getting very few new status pets that are specifically tied to any typing. Like, let's say, like, Elemental that has double and, like, stuff like that. Like, we're very rarely getting typing, like, pets or other similar things like that. Most of them are tied to now Legends Reborn or seasonal holidays. Like, the next one, obviously, we'll be getting is the one for Halloween. Actually, when is the Halloween pet coming? Speaking of Halloween pet, is that 2 weeks from now? It should be, right? 2 weeks from now? Or 2 Wednesdays from now? Not next week, but the following week. Let me double check. Because speaking of pets coming soon, on... Oh, it doesn't have a date. Really? It says Halloween, but it doesn't have a date yet? How's that even possible? Halloween's in 2 weeks. How does it not have a date yet? There's only 2 more Wednesdays it could be. Actually, never mind. We already know what Wednesday it has to be. Oh, you know why it doesn't have a date? Oh! Well, that makes sense. We already knew that. Because we're getting a patch either this Tuesday or the following Tuesday. That's why it doesn't have a date yet. That's interesting. But yeah, since we're getting the patch this Tuesday or the following Tuesday, that's going to be setting forth all the Halloween content. The reason this currently doesn't have a date is because it won't have a date until that patch comes. And that patch is either coming this week's Tuesday or next week's Tuesday. Both of which are before next week's Wednesday. So this pet is definitely next week's Wednesday, even though it doesn't say it is. So not this week, but next week's Wednesday will end up being this pet on Wednesday, most likely. And this is coming out through the Halloween event, but it's most likely coming out through the Wednesday pet event next week. Not this week, though. But yeah, that's cool. But yeah, we'll probably see the official date there either on this Tuesday or next Tuesday whenever we get the patch. Hopefully it's this Tuesday, but we don't know for sure. Because if it's this Tuesday, that gives us plenty of time to actually play the Halloween event. Whereas next Tuesday, I feel like it's going to be a little tight if they do it then. Because what date does that fall on? It's like the 20-something. That'd be the 25th. So it makes more sense that it'd be this week's Tuesday. Because 25th does not leave that much time to play the Halloween event. Whereas next week's Tuesday leaves like 2 whole weeks. So almost guarantee patch this Tuesday. It definitely has to be 1 to 2. But it's more, I feel like it's more likely to be this week's Tuesday. Surely it'll come out the same week as Carmina. Wait, is it the oh wait, it's a troop type one? Wait, I didn't even notice that. Wait, when's Carmina coming out? Is that the thing we're getting for Halloween? Carmina. Hold up, this might be associated to the Halloween thing then. What is this? It creates 4 skulls, 4 Doom Skulls, 4 Redoom Skulls. This is a legendary. Oh yeah, maybe this is a legendary we're getting for Halloween then. It could be. Especially based on where it's positioned relative to the dates. While having a not date associated to it. But yeah, this could be a Halloween trip that comes out for the event. What exactly we'll have to do to get it is within question. Though the pet could still come in through the Wednesday event. So yeah, that's even more of a reason why it's probably next Tuesday then. Interesting. But yeah, we're probably getting that legend for the, through the Halloween event. Whatever that entails this year. Oh gosh, can you not summon a billion things? That'd be great. Thank you. Luckily we have all the follow-up to win, so it doesn't matter too much, but still. I'll just start running Zoogoth. On the final 2 sets, I'm just running Zoogoth team. We're going to ditch the Phoenicia. Plus, the level that they're going to be at, we kind of have to ditch Phoenicia anyways. You pulled a 3rd HM, and on your 8th Dragon Egg, with your 3rd Ruby. Wait, what does HM stand for again? Other than hidden move. I honestly cannot see that abbreviation without thinking hidden move. But, I know what 8th Dragon Egg with this 3rd Ruby means, though. That's very unfortunate. It's one of the reasons why I'm hoarding all my eggs, and I would advise everyone to do the same. Horde Mimic. Oh, there we go. I never read HM as Horde Mimic. My brain cannot fathom such a thing. Same as how whenever I see people do Nomapalooza, or not the Nomapalooza, but do what's the abbreviation for that? A gap. Whenever someone says the word gap, I never think Nomapalooza. I think the word gap. Or the store gap. But not the Nomapalooza gap. Actually, is Gap even in business? Google, is Gap still in business? Is Gap still in business? I love how that's still one of the top ones. Wait, are they in business? They're going out of business? Apparently they're still in business, but struggling. So they're not out of business, right? Why doesn't anything give me a quick answer here? Let's see. But they're pretty much out of business. They will be soon. give them another decade. They won't exist. What does Gap even sell? Isn't it just clothing? It sounds like a clothing place. I've been there before, but I cannot recall at all. Isn't it almost like a general store that primarily does clothing, but also does other things? Like random house stuff that you don't need? And like jewelry and a few other things or something? Like, it's one of those shops that would have done great in the 90s, and probably did. Well, it did. and then like die out forever. And I say 90s because I don't know anything prior to that. But it seems like a shop that would have like prospered greatly in the 90s, slowed down in the 2000s, and then been dead by like 2010. I'm surprised they still exist today. Oh, what do we need here? I'll throw down Explosion. And let's go for the combo. Only problem is the combo's not actually killing. I kinda need to go double Phoenicia. This would actually be a better Scourge of Honor situation than a Phoenicia one. Because our follow-up poke's actually not enough damage to kill in a lot of these battles. Yeah, Gap was huge in the 90s. That's why I remember going to them as a kid. Which is why I mentioned that. Because I remember going in them a lot as a kid. But cannot remember them existing in any other capacity beyond that. Oh gosh, their number of locations almost died by half. So yeah, they're going out of business. They're dead. Give them another decade, they're out. Amazon killed them. Well, a lot of things killed them. So Amazon's definitely a contributor. Let's see, I'll take that one over. Yeah, I feel like I do a lot of my shopping these days online. Not even necessarily through Amazon, but I mean just like in general. Like even clothing. Like generally if I'm getting like shoes or something, I'm obviously gonna like go into a store for that. But even some basic articles of clothing, I tend to like not even go into stores for. Especially for shirts. Like for pants, it makes more sense. But for something like shirts, they run it in such a range that they would still fit, that you really don't need to try them on to know if they're going to fit you or not. Or as it matters a little bit more for things like shoes or pants or stuff. Which reminds me, I need to get new shoes. My shoes I currently have, gosh, I think I've had them since high school. I know for sure I've had them since college. But it might even be since, like, my final year of high school, or final 2 years of high school. That's how long I have my current shoes for. Because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to replace them more than once per decade. Probably. My feet grew, like, very quickly, and then just, like, completely stopped. Well, I guess that's how feet work. Because I wear a size 12 wide. Not even, like, normal size 12, because normal size 12 doesn't even fit. It has to be 12 wide. Because if it's not 12 wide, I sometimes have to go to, like, a 12.5. Or almost 13 for it to be wide enough. Though I guess that is technically standard foot size. Because the measurement of a foot is quite literally a size 12, or, you know, 12 inches. So I have a foot-sized foot. Which sounds funny to say, but it is a foot that's the size of the actual measurement of a foot. Which I assume is how the measurement of a foot was even created. There's probably just a bunch of guys at a construction site with, like, no tools. It's like, how do we measure this? Ah, we got the almighty foot. We shall measure it in feet. Oh, so why am I still using this team? It's actually really bad at the current level range that we're at. Though I don't feel like switching it. It would take like 5 seconds to switch it, and I really much don't feel like switching it. So we're just gonna roll with it. We went this far with it, might as well go in a few more battles. We're already on the final one anyways. Yagway! Get out of here. Oh, Gap and Old Navy are by the same company. Interesting. What I don't understand is how are there so many stores that are like the exact same store? Because there's probably, in the 1990s, at least 30 stores that do the exact same thing that both those stores do. Between Kmart, Walmart, Gap, Old Navy, other things I can't think of off the top of my head that existed that probably don't even exist today. But there were so many stores that they were basically the same store, just different. Like, they were differently named. They might have, like, slightly different stuff. But they were basically the same store. I guess you could say the same thing about food places these days, too. Because, you know, most of them have pretty similar products. They're just different companies running them. Anyways, what was I doing? I was doing that. I finished out that. We did that. Let's go build some teams. Because I don't think we have anything else we need to do. Bounty Hunter's finished, even though we could do more battles. There's no point in doing it because we claimed all rewards. And there's no, like, guild-wide leaderboards. So there's nothing we have to go for there. Obviously, we're not making an actual leaderboard because that would take too long and it's not even worth it for the payout. Unless you're just going for it anyways. Aside from that, Legends Reborn, we just finished. Got our pet. Ward event, let's go check on that. That should be fine. We finished Guild War, obviously. Oh, I didn't claim the actual thing. We got Violent Violet as the title, and a nice big purple orb. Nice. Which is a pretty cool title. I like alliteration. Alliteration always good. Excuse me. Unfortunately, it's not a guild-wide leaderboard. That'd be funny if it was for this, like it was that one day with the glitch. Obviously, they fixed it. Actually, was that this week or last week? I think that was last week. But anyways, let's go build some teams. So, Ward event, we currently don't know. However, we know what the faction is. It is Hall of Guardians. Because if we go check over here, and check right over here, and check right over here, we can see, of course, that is a White Helm event. And with a White Helm event, we have the faction of Hall of Guardians, as we mentioned. So let's go build Hall of Guardians team. So Hall of Guardians is a brown-yellow restriction, though just so I make sure 100%, it should be brown-yellow, but let me double check. In case I forgot, it is indeed brown-yellow. That seems like a good team. Just run all Iron Gut. Perfectly fine. Anyways, let's go build some teams for this. So brown-yellow, brown-yellow. We have access to Guard's Avatar team. So, you know what? I'm just running Guard's Avatar team. Oh, wait, do we have a better Empower? That's fine. Harpy Mage. And there's the team. Though I do need to change the banner. Actually, why is that even the banner? Did I forget to switch that banner last time? I think I may have for the last video. Unless the last slot there was utilizing it. I guess it may have because of Leprechaun. But, I definitely want to go all into the color right here. So we'll take a... That seems fine. Double yellow, red. I don't see why not. There's a lot of ones that could work here, but let's roll with that. Seems fine. But a good old Titan class. Alright, next. We need a higher level range. This is yellow-brown restriction. So we do have access to Angry Mob and can use Angry Mob as our primary damage source. Could also build Chalcedony team. Well, first things first, let me get rid of everything we can't use. Obviously, we're going to be using that. I guess we'll go in Angry Mob, because why not? I'll probably put Harpy on here for Brown Storm. And then the only other thing we need now is Hero, probably with Essence, so we can get rid of Status. So we have Curse and all that, so we'll run Essence, run in first. And that's the team. And that's the team. And then we go minus purple banner, +2 green, +2 red. And we have ourselves a team. Boom, there we go. You can change the hero if you really want to, but let's roll with Titan there. Alright, next we have Pure Faction. Pure Faction here is really annoying. One of the only few we did without potions as well. Though it is one of the harder ones. It's Gargoyle, Silent Sentinel. I did accidentally hit the screenshot button. Good thing I didn't accidentally hit the stop stream button, because I think I have that set to F10. Whereas my F12 is screenshot on Steam, which I just accidentally misclicked. And what's the other one called? Let me just go to Hall of Guardians. I mean, yeah, Hall of Guardians. Where's Hall of Guardians? Hall of Guardians, Hall of Guardians, Hall of Guardians. Oh yeah, we have access to Guardian Pillar. Should I incorporate it? There's really no point in doing so, because this is just a team already. Is a Silent Sentinel, Eternal Sentry, Gargle, run banner onto +2 red, +1 yellow, brown. There we go. +2 red, +1 brown. And that's the team. Alright, next. Sorcerer class is actually called not that. It is called Priest class. Our restriction is specifically... Wait, why did I say Priest? I meant, yeah, Priest. I was right. Never mind. Yeah, Priest. Why am I so confused by this? There we go. So Priest, and that means we have Divines from Whitehelm. Is our restriction that we can do for this. First thing that comes to mind is Mercy into a yellow team. So this probably will run. So go Whitehelm, change troop type to, gosh, where's Divine? Alphabet, how does it work? There we go. Alright, first thing to look up is Empower, and if I had to guess, yeah, Mercy. And from there, let me go get a yellow link. And then from there, let me go get a yellow weapon. And from there, let me go get a hero class that isn't awful. You know, I'm going to do Priest because it also overlaps with the weekly event where we have to go use a pure Whitehelm team. And this will be a pure Whitehelm team. So I'll make it Priest because we're going to have to do it anyways for the weekly event on Monday when we do that Monday night. And we'll just go like yellow, blue or something. +2 yellow, +1 blue. Wrong minus though. Alright, fine. We'll do it on a different color. +2 yellow, +1 red. Gosh, could you not minus green? Why must all these banners be so bad? I just want a plus... There we go. I just want a +2 yellow, +1 red that doesn't minus something bad. There we go. Is the Divine 50% start from... No, it's Divine Ishbala. We can't, unfortunately. Plus it's 40%. Yeah, I'll just roll with this. That seems fine. Dawnbringer, Mercy, double Paladin. Plus it counts for the weekly where we have to go and use a pure Whitehelm team. Because this counts as pure Whitehelm. It doesn't matter if you double up, it's still pure Whitehelm. And it also counts as Priest event. Task coverage. This we won't know for sure until later, so I'm not going to put that in yet. And then just whatever we have for the week. Perfect. Was there anything else I wanted to put down here for now? A couple of them we need more info on before we like definitively make the team. Like these I'll probably do for whatever is in Soulforge or whatever seems interesting. We could technically do Guard's Avatar team, but realistically we show Guard's Avatar team like every week. Though we don't show like a good Guard's Avatar team. And by that I mean this team is not meant to be versus a player. Like it's not meant to be good, it's meant to be quick. There's a difference. Like this team isn't meant to be strong, it is meant to quickly wipe out factions. This is not a team that you would build with Guard's Avatar if your goal was to make the strongest Guard's Avatar team possible. So who knows, maybe we'll make an actual Guard's Avatar team next week because we're showing them like almost every week. But I haven't actually shown like how to properly build a team for him for a while. Because like this is how you build them for factions, but the way you build them for factions is way different than how you would build them for PvP. Not much though, you just spam mana accumulators, give him a little bit of armor and he's good to go, but the strategy is a bit different, so we'll see. Because he is in Soulforge next week, of course, in, not Soulforge, I mean Event Keys. What's in Soulforge we don't actually know. Find out next week. Let's see, poll idea, how many people play Bounty to full reward? True, I didn't pull that this week. Well, we could do that on next Bounty. If I had to guess, it's probably a lot lower due to Dragonite. Like, the poll could literally be like, have you stopped doing Bounty Hunter because of Dragonite? Because I feel like that number is pretty high, but would be substantially lower because Dragonite exists now. Though I still went for it, though. The ones I've been skipping are the Underworld troops. Because these are a lot easier to target in the future. Like, this clan will be able to target very easily, like, 3 to 4 Fridays from now, just by throwing a bunch of shards at Sea of Sorrows. So I didn't really care if I missed out and saved the 710 gems, because the 710 gems just go to Dragonite, and his troop we can simply single target later. The problem is with Bounty Hunter troops, like the Bounty Captain we had this week, it's a lot harder to target out at a later point. Like, if you want that troop, you have to go for it in Glory Keys, or Gold Keys, or, you know, to spam, like, a bunch of keys, and you'd eventually get it, but, you know, you have to go through an entire drop table, overinflated with a bunch of stuff you don't actually need. so it doesn't end up working out too well. Anyways, any other questions, anyone? New cycle for Soulforge next week, right? Oh, is it new cycle? Hold up, it might be. Let me go double check. I normally don't keep tabs on that because personally it doesn't affect me much. So I personally haven't been keeping tabs on it much. However, also, is there a good tool that actually tells you like how many are left in the drop table? Because this tool, it already is a new Soulforge week. No, never mind, it's Legends. So yeah, Legends have just recycled. So if you're looking for a specific Legend, pretty much every Legend in cycle. But yeah, it could be a new Soulforge week. There's easy way to it's not really easy, but one way that we could check is how many weeks have gone by here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, now to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It might. It depends how many mythics we've gotten in that time. It's either next week or the following week we will be on next cycle. So yes. The reason, even though it's 20 on both ways, why I say it might not be, is I'm not sure how many mythics were added into the drop table between both those two instances of time. But yes, next week might be a new mythic cycle. It's actually a new legendary cycle already, so that's cool. That doesn't really affect much unless you're like looking for Tesla or something. But yeah, it might be a new mythic cycle next week. If it's not next week, it's the following week. Which means if you're looking for a specific mythic, it'll be available hopefully soon, TM. Because the cycle of all mythics will be redone soon. This also means if you're playing free-to-play and you missed any of the more relevant or more recent mythics, like for example the one that just came out last week, you'll be able to get it then if you so want with diamonds. But yeah, they'll all be cycling either next week or the following week, one or two. It depends how many mythics were added within that time, so it's probably a new cycle. Though I'm not 100% sure it is, but it most likely is a new cycle next week. So just look at King Ali's post in your Discord. Oh wait, does he actually keep tabs on that? I need to go check it then. Because I know you can keep tabs through it on the ones on Terran's World. It's just not a really particularly good tool to do so. Because it doesn't visualize it that well. Like how close it is to the end. It's really good at telling you like the full cycle. But it's bad at visually representing like when the shift is happening. Anyways, just looking at any other questions. But anyways, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every single night. Aside from that, we'll be going over the Monday video soon. We'll have the teams video up, hopefully around the same time. And we'll go from there. Going over all the teams, going over all the weekly stuff. Oh wait, Tyrion mentioned something. You also get like 120 gems back in bounty rewards, so it cuts the cost. Oh yeah, true. That's also true. So it's not as much. Whereas you get no rewards in a faction event. Very true. And as Genki mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated, as per usual. But yeah, we'll cover the video, weekly video soon. We'll have the teams video up soon. And yeah, we'll go from there. And tomorrow night, we'll be going over all of the Chapter 7? Chapter 8? What chapter are we on these days? We are on Chapter 8 tasks. Which means we're actually getting the tarot card next week. Since we're getting it a week early. Does the tarot card do anything relevant? No. But we'll have it. It gives a bunch of attack to all allies, and a 7% chance to gain an extra turn for each red on the board. Is that relevant at all? Nope. However, it exists. And aside from that, then we get Onyx Giant the other week, which, it's questionable if he'll be good or not. He will be one of two things. A really good control Skull Creator, or backfire so hard that you're never going to use him ever under any circumstance. The later being probably more relevant, or more likely. However, he does have a chance to be the new Keeper of Souls. He definitely has potential, especially because of his typing. His typing is probably his most interesting aspect. He's an Elemental Giant. These are both two really good typings. A lot of these giants we've been getting are also Elemental Giants, the ones doing those giant gems. But it's more relevant because he's creating more of it, and is also Uber Doom Skull. So it's basically a Keeper of Souls that does Uber Doom Skulls, but has a bit more of a restriction, kind of like that Arc Proxy weapon that ended up doing 8 convert to Uber Doom Skulls that converted away with yellow. But this you get to choose anything, like Keeper of Souls. So you can choose red, you can choose blue, whatever the most favorable is. So this has potential. The biggest thing that's going to backfire on him, though, is he creates 2 Uber Doom Skulls when he takes skull damage. And how exactly this interacts when the enemy hits you will determine how bad he is. Because if the enemy can get a skull on you, then get a skull on you, then get another skull on you, just because of your trait, that is an absurdly bad trait. Like, that is unfathomably bad. It really depends how it interacts, and I don't think we currently know, because the other ones, while they create colored ones, isn't the same mechanic as the skull one, because color doesn't make you hit a skull, whereas hitting skulls does make you hit a skull. So if them hitting that, and then hitting the skull, and then hitting the skull just keeps giving them skulls, this is going to be really bad. Even with 50% reduction, it needs like 80% reduction or something, if that's going to be the context. It needs like 90% reduction. It needs like 100% because it still hits through. That damage hits through all skull reduction, so you still get hit by it. Well, we'll have to wait and see how it goes down. What types of shoes do I wear? I have no clue. The brand is way too worn out for me to even identify what those shoes are. And what brand am I going to get? I have no clue. I normally just get like non-slid black shoes because I really like those, because I needed to get them when I was working in high school, when I was working in a kitchen, because you need those like non-slip shoes. Because I know when I didn't have non-slip shoes, I would slip all the time. Actually, I had a really funny story about it. I think I told it one time. Where I had like a bunch of utensils in my hand in like one of those trays, because I was bringing it out for the waiters to like wind up into those little paper things. Like, you know, those paper things that they wind up like the utensils in, so they could put out like a fork and a knife into like a towel or, you know, a napkin, and like wind them up into those things. So they were doing that, and I was bringing like the clean tray of all of them when out of the washer. And, you know, it was kind of slippery. So I ended up like walking out, it like slipped back. And then, like, everything moved up, but my hands, like, perfectly tilted the thing, so none of the utensils, like, fell. But then I landed, like, straight on my back, but not a single one of, like, the several hundred utensils that was in the tray actually, like, got out of place. Because my body, like, perfectly kept them in motion, so none of them spilled. Otherwise, that would have been a lot of forks and knives on me. But instead, I just hit my back really hard, which hurt. So, luckily, no real back injury from it. Because it was kind of like on a rug when I ended up doing it. Like, it was still on like the slippery, like it was because that was the reason why I slipped. It was like walking into like the slippery tile going from like a rug to a slippery tile. And then as soon as I hit that slippery tile from the rug, it's like, whoop, slipped. So I ended up landing on the rug, but I slipped on the tile, if that makes any sense. Which is why I slipped on the tile, because I was used to stepping on the rug there. But anyways. Long story short, I have no clue what shoes I'm getting. Something non-slip for sure, though. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back tomorrow night, as I mentioned. I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone.